have total capitulation incoming. Cue the fire. Amazon just lost $1 trillion. How do you lose $1 trillion? Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's married. That happens a lot. My charts for oh, wrong one. Sorry, I was doing research on gorillas, which 100% of all men did not see a gorilla in that. They're currently holding on to 1.02 trillion, which Facebook had that. No more gun. So pop the confetti, go woke, get broke. But a lot of you all are like, I'm going to buy the dip. The market is so cheap. And from a friend to a friend, the answer is no, don't. Well, you could trade it, but don't be buying the dip. And Cathie Wood said this Fed's reset is worse than the Great Depression. If they keep, well, it's done. It's over. Or as she says, it's on its way. And I know a lot of you, sorry, I forgot, left the puffy jacket on. A lot of you are saying, you know what? I'm just going to go all in when the Fed pivots. And I am just going to make it rain lots of dollars. I probably need to get better 20s. No one takes me, so they're like, really, Bravo? Singles? But you guys need to be trading the charts, not going all in, not diamond hands, not leveraging in, all those kind of dumb things. Also, you're welcome. In the comment section, you're like, thanks for that 10% in my pocket yesterday. Talking about UROY. I said, just put it in right there. Actually, I did. Actually, I could oh, hey, look, paper trading. I can't, guys, if I promote it, right, and they pay me, I'm not touching it. Just paper trade. So I guess I'll close my position, modify my order, and take my profit. Also, $200 on how to do this, my course on how to trade bear markets that we're currently in. I have 6 videos left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boop, price goes up. Oh, and by the way, the price target is actually up there, but we're in a bear market. So if you're in the course, you know what this plays out like. You also know where to put your stop loss right there. Breaking news, the gloom and doom you want. We're facing the collapse of everything. That's everything. There's nothing going to be left that's not going to be collapsed. Michael Snyder warns of the end of times. Man, that's a good title. I mean, definitely really good if you're selling a book. He's selling a book. But it's okay. It's kind of like, Noah. Everyone's like, what? Why do you keep building that? How many years, right? He was called an idiot until everyone else just kind of looks like idiots. Now, finally, on this channel, I'm like, you see, this is how it plays out. Kind of like Greg Hunter. Don't you miss that guy? Remember that guy? Till YouTube booted him? So much for being your watchdog, right? Sorry, you're going to have to find a different kennel. But I am going to agree with him that you are seeing a collapse of everything. That's just what happens, especially when you have monetary tightening. When you have a debt-based system, you don't want to tighten that. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Money is created out of loans. It's debt. That's all it is. And if you get rid of that, well, you get rid of the economy. So the longer they do that, well, I mean, we're not in a recession, right? I wonder if we'll ever be in a recession. Probably not, per our lovely politicians. Never. Probably just jump right into a depression. Cathie Woods warns of 1929 Great Depression scenario if, and only if, the Fed doesn't pivot. Well, they're going to pivot, but it's too late now. The damage is already done. Kind of like what you saw with the lockdowns and me being I'm not an economist, but just let's pretend that I am. You can't do that and not think that there's not going to be crazy repercussions. You cannot lock down China, they're still doing that. It's like, we need plastic junk. Come on, let's get a move on. We need fuego. We need chips for our trucks. I love these things. Sorry. Squirrel. But then when you don't get them, you can't sell the trucks, and then the truck prices go up. And when you can't get stuff, it's supply and demand, and they keep screwing it all up. And Mama Cathie says inflation could turn negative in 2023. Actually, I showed you in the charts, if you just remove that stuff that covers your head, right? House and rent, you remove that, we're actually already negative. But it's okay, Jerome and your 400 PhDs, just keep holding us under the water. No bubbles to be seen here. And just in case you want to know when the Fed's going to pivot, and I'll show you, don't go all in just because the Fed pivots. It's not going to work. Depends on your if you have teetsy fly attention span. So I have to tell you now, It's the 2-year. I told you, there's two things, two lines need to cross. But here, it's the 2-year yield right here. And you turn on Fed funds rate. Ta-da! Once that orange line crosses the blue line, either way, I don't care how it has to happen. Either the orange line goes above it or the blue line comes down below it, which the bond market knows. They're like, well, the Fed's going to be done. And the bond market front runs the Fed. So that's why you and I, we make money from this. And yes, just in case you want to be smart with your friends and show them how this all works, this is also in the course. Look, every single time they front run it. They don't see. That's why when everyone's saying, oh, they're behind the curve, that's what they meant. You got to start the engines. They were just way late and we were just making money because we knew what he was going to do and we front run it. And I can use charting for anything. I could use it for if your house is going to sell, if your wife's going to leave you, name it. The charts will predict it. Is your Bitcoin? This was my last one. This was in the course too. I said, there's your price target. This was when it was up all the way up there. You're like, no way, Bravo. Bitcoin's the future. And I'm like, well, not according to that chart. And also for me, I would just do the derivative. It's a lot easier. GBTC. Actually, you can get that on it's very valuable. Well, when it comes to the charts, it's very valuable. See where it's at? See, going all the way back, do you see where we're at? We're already, it's predicting that Bitcoin's going to go lower, like 10,000. I say, why not take advantage of these premiums? Before, it was you were paying 40% above spot. Now you're paying almost 42% under spot. That's because the big players know where it's going to go. And also wait until the government, all the exchanges, they're like, no, you want to get your Bitcoin on? Pay 50% more in tax. Oh, you want to get it off? Oh, it's a higher rate because we have to hire officials because people like this that gave us a lot of money. We have to protect you from us. I just say follow the money trail. It's okay. Yes, follow the money. And also follow it into your account and get it off. I've been saying this forever. Do not have your crypto on exchanges. Get that tattooed. You want to make a trade, get it on, get it off. Even when it's off, do not expect to think big, huge price increases because the government over there, they're going to cut off your supply and your demand. But you might not know that, but that's how I always think. I'm always playing chess in my head of how it might be bad now, which it is, but it's going to get worse later. And I figure out, oh, okay, let's see. They signed the bill in March, basically having all control over crypto. When are they going to use it against you? Exactly. And who is it? It's these guys. It's not the world that I created. It's just the world that I live in. But I've learned to make money from it. So please follow along, kids, from bad to worser. Next year, economic risks. Well, guess what? They're already here. And that's frightening. Already here. All we have to do, go back. If you guys want to just fix this, fix that. Cheap money. Do it again. But I know, Bravo, that's why I am waiting until the Fed pivots. And then I'm just going to make a lot of money. That says everyone. I'm just going to wait for the bottom. I'm going to wait till there's blood in the streets. I'm going to wait until I don't live anymore. Guys, breaking news. You can make money right now. When I've been shorting this whole thing, I'm like, come along and let's make well, maybe not a whole lot of money. Maybe some, or maybe you won't do anything, but you'll subscribe. So at least you're getting this stuff in your head. But looking at Fed policies and pivots, for those of you that just want to wait until the Fed pivots and then you're going to make lots of money, learn the charts. That's what it takes. Don't worry about, the macro and who's doing this and is it an election year and my uncle says that. Your uncle's always been wrong. Fed pivot right here. We're going all the way back to the good old 60s where I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 60s. Almost. I missed it by 6 months. Fed pivot down 17%. This also, I put this in the course too, because you want to know what happens in a bear market and when do we come out and where's the bottom and how do we find the bottom. Fed pivot down 36%. Pivot 48%. That was the 70s. Pivot market down 27%. We had another pivot down 15%. Are you guys following? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? We had another pivot, 51%. It doesn't matter. The damage is already done. So don't think just because. I mean, you're getting close to the bottom, but not yet. Fifth down, Fed pivots right there. Boom. Market collapses 58%. So if you're cool losing 58%, that was the last 35%. And then right now we have question marks right there. We don't know because we're not there yet. Oh, and you guys remember this because it was just 2 years ago. You want to know where the Fed pivoted? Right about there. See what it gave us? that. And then the market collapsed. They're like, okay, forget it. Free money, rates to zero. They pulled out everything until they went on the news and they lied and they said, yes, we print, essentially, I think that's what Jerome says, essentially we print money, which they don't print money, but it's a good lie. If you want to know what turned this thing around on that day, right about there, that would be the CARES Act. That would be 3 trillion, 5 trillion, 10 trillion, everyone. But they're not sitting there printing money. That was the CARES Act that did it, which the good news is you get to pay that back in your taxes. Kind of a lose-lose situation whenever the government gets involved. Like this, you owe $250,000 right now on top of what you already owe. Oh, and you have a deficit of $1 trillion. That basically means they've maxed out their credit card and they're not fixing it because you have a GDP, debt to GDP at 121. Nope, it's done. After 80, after 75%, doesn't work. The whole system will collapse. It's mathematical, and they have the solution. I'll tell you, the solution's not Bitcoin. Their solution is their solution. My solution in all this will always be the same. Sell plastic junk on Amazon or whatever you want, where there's a search demand of 10,000 a month, and there's one guy selling that one. Let's say there's one person makes a dumpster fire, right? And there's 10,000 searches, and they don't, you can make another one, okay? And there's only one person who does it. Just be the other guy. Just make it with Blue Fire or whatever. It's solved. And then you go and you trade equities, just like this. Look, see, buy, sell. But no one knows how to do it. They don't get it. They just want to follow the news and whatever. Jim Cramer, I really want to grab him right now, but I really don't. Amazon loses $1 trillion in market value, which I told you at the beginning. I don't know how. Oh yeah, he's married, or he's not, or he lost half of it because he was married, and then he's going to get remarried and then lose the other half. Why are investors selling their stock? Well, that's because of the charts, which predict what is going to happen, which I've done over and over. I don't know if Amazon was one of my plays on this channel, but I try to give you guys at least, that's why I have a watch list too. I try to keep you updated on my plays, but then it gets exhausting because I have to keep going back until I finally close the position. And then I'm like, I'm done. Amazon, this is how they're going to fix it. You and your job, which you need to learn not to get jobs. Okay, you need to be the person who creates jobs, not be the person who has jobs. It's a never-ending. It won't fix your problems. Trust me. Amazon plans to lay off 10,000 employees. Oh my goodness! But that doesn't affect you because you just sell little products on Amazon. I have a course on it too, but it's really hard. I wouldn't recommend it if you don't like hard. I currently have no hard jokes, but it is next to my keys. That would be my cell phone. Aha, got you again. Here, Amazon. What do I see here? I have no idea. I would have to turn on indicators. Sorry, we have, let's take a look at the 200-day. That's where you get out. My finger can't get in there. You were out. That's where you click the short button. 200 week, we even went under the 200 week. Oh, hey, look, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'll kind of help you with this one. Why did it sell off? You broke the neckline. How far are you going to go on Amazon? You want to know? Here, I'll show you. Free of charge, kiddos. Right there. Price target 73-ish. You're going to come up. You're going to retest this. Guaranteed. I know we're here. I'm in the future now. You're going to come up, retest that, probably get rejected and head lower. Or maybe you'll hit your head on the... If you somehow make it past that, you're not getting past the EMA. The 21 right there. In a bear market, you stay below it. In a bull market, you typically stay above it. And on the 9 count, heading lower, you're at 4. So you definitely have more room to the downside. So if I turn on my VRVP, you still have support. Look, going over there, see all those yellow lines? There's a lot of trading volume in this area, so you should be okay. Price target's down there though at 15 bucks. Look at all those goodies just for that's all I ask. I give you all these TA and the future. I hold the crystal balls in my hand and I predict. I'm Johnny Bravo. I am cartoon character. I predict the future. All of you dudes and hot mamas out there. But thanks for hanging out. I love you guys. Enjoy your week. Stay blessed. Stay free, and I'll see you tomorrow.